Welcome to my presentation. Today I have some very important matters to discuss with all of you. Jim and Armin, I present to you the Lakes at Deerfield acquisition opportunity. The Lakes at Deerfield, as we may be familiar with, is a 212-unit apartment community right in the heart of the Deerfield Beach, one of our core market areas. The Lakes at Deerfield is located right in the intersection of 10th Street and Military Trail. It's about 2 miles away from our largest apartment community called Tivoli Park, which we own about 1,550 units there. The Lakes at Deerfield actually surpasses our community in terms of amenities, showing a very nice pool and an outfitted lobby and a state-of-the-art gym. The Lakes at Deerfield is a 212-unit apartment complex in which Tal Friedman came to me with this deal and is listing this property off market for $46 million. This puts this property valued at about $217,000 per unit. The net operating income for year one is $1.81 million, which is about a 3.93% cap rate. You ask me, Mike, why is this cap rate so low? Well, these are some things that I will be discussing with you guys shortly. In my analysis, in a short period of time, and by year 3, we should achieve a net operating income of about $2.84 million. This will provide us about a 6.13% return on our money. As shown here, the total rental income is about $3.5 million, and after expenses leaves us with about $1.81 million of net operating income. So you ask me, Mike, about 2% increase in yield in about 3 years is a big bump for a community of this size. Why, you may ask me? Well, there's 2 reasons. One, there's an opportunity to renovate half of the units in the apartment complex. Half of the units are finished with low quality finishes, and the other half is finished with nice granite countertops and other things of that nature. So with renovations, we'll be able to improve our net operating income by increasing rents. The other reason is when Blackstone developed this property in the late 1980s, they agreed to sign a land use restrictive agreement, LURA for short. LURA is essentially a rental restriction for affordable housing that provided Blackstone at the time tax credits. So about 1/4 of the units of this entire property is rented at a very low rent, much lower than what is considered market. This agreement expires in about 3 years' time, and at which we will be able to raise the rents back to market. Here's my calculations for the value we can add by renovating the units. Based on my analysis, the renovated units earn an average of a $250 a month premium. The estimated cost of each renovation is about $10,000. This $10,000 will be allocated to fix the floors, to add new kitchens, new countertops, upgrade the appliances, and other finishings that we may deem to add value in the eyes of the consumer. So based on this opportunity, it adds about $318,000 in yearly net operating income in return for a $1 million investment. This puts this at a 30% projected value add based on just the renovations alone. And here's my analysis for LURA. The potential is that 1/4 of the units are rent restricted for affordable housing. That's about 53 units. The additional net operating income for bringing these units back to market is about $407,000 a year. So the average LURA rent is about $1.15 per square foot, and the current market in this area is about $1.75 per square foot. So that's a considerable difference. And as you may know, we are the largest landlord in Boca Raton, number 2 in Deerfield. We are the largest community owner, apartment complex community owner in Deerfield. This is the last piece in our core market area of any trophy asset that we do not own already. This will surely add synergies to our portfolio. And here I've listed some of the other apartment complexes within a 4-mile radius that we own. Boca Bend, on Federal Highway, about 105 units. Deerfield East, also on Federal Highway, about 200 units. And Tivoli Apartments, one of our state-of-the-art apartment complexes, where you've never seen density like this before, is about 1,550 units, and this is just 2 miles away from the lakes at Deerfield. So the lakes at Deerfield, if we don't own it, will give us significant competition and could take some tenants away from our pool. As you can see here are the comps. This blue diamond is the location for the lakes at Deerfield. The green diamond here is Tivoli Apartment Complex, which is located in this circle. The green diamond right here is Boca Bend on the marina. And this green diamond is Deerfield East. So as you can see, there are no other apartment complexes that are above 100 units in this core market area we do not own already. So it is very important for us to limit the competition and to buy the last piece. And this brings me to our Deerfield Beach initiative. So as of now, we're the #2 landlord in Deerfield. And as of now, we have been renovating a lot of our retail centers right on these high trafficked roads. Here I present to you 400 West Hillsborough. This is a renovation which we've been doing for the past 1.5 years, and it's almost completion. So we've taken this center from this state, and within 1 year have brought it to this state. And in doing so, we have increased the quality of the tenants at the center and increased the rent. So it is important for us to solidify our investment in Deerfield, and one way would be to acquire the lakes at Deerfield. How it fits in our portfolio as a whole. So we have about $3.5 billion of assets under management, and about 85% of our investment is all located right here in the central area. So the majority of our portfolio is east of 95 along Federal Highway, and then we have significant investments on some roads that face east and west. Two main being on Glades Road, and the other being on Sample and 10th Street. And so just west of I-95 is Lakes at Deerfield, which is right in the heart of our core market area. So here's the strategic impact. This is why it's so important for us to acquire this last piece of property. The last piece of property that we acquire will mean that all the tenant pool in this area belongs to us, and we'll be able to have better price setting abilities. We won't have anybody offering higher concessions than us, therefore being able to capture all the potential tenants in our area. We'll also be able to add to our ubiquitous influence in the area by adding more signage, and so our presence in the area will be strengthened. As well as this property will be an effortless addition to our portfolio, as we already have the economies and skill in place to add this property with no hiccups. So, as I've listed, here are all the reasons why we should acquire the lakes at Deerfield. And even though the market is very high right now, I think that if we don't jump on it now, somebody else will. And as a result, we'll have more competition in the area that we cannot afford to have. Thank you.